Well, you're here already. We're coming to you live from Comicave, Dubai, the biggest comic book and collectible stores in the Middle East. What's the total sum of value for these three?
Easily around 250 to 300K. This is more of like our rare comic book setup. The first appearance of the Punisher, and that is signed by Stan Lee here at the bottom.
Today, we'll show you the rarest comics that became the foundation for iconic movies and explain why they are so important, not just to the film industry, but to the world as a whole.
You're in the Marvel section and you're looking for Superman or Batman. Iron Man is not Robert Downey Jr. We wanted to educate the public about what are these characters.
R.toys.
Right now, I am with an iconic member of the Dubai comic scene, the maestro, the storyteller, the influencer, Ian Aloria. Hello, Ian. How are
Hi,
you?
Doyle. Thank you for coming over to Comicave.
And you have the most incredible collection here on site.
Definitely, definitely.
So we've got something special that you wanted to show us.
We'll start off with the first three that we have. This is Avengers #4, published in 1964. And this is the first Silver Age appearance of Captain America.
Wow.
That was like after he got frozen in ice.
Yes.
So this is when the Avengers found him and then brought
Thawed
him
him
back.
out and he returned back
Exactly.
to the team.
Ticked. Never mind. Tony. That's...
Captain America.
The value of this ranges, I mean, the highest that I've known, if I'm not mistaken, is around $46,000. Having this in my collection is actually one of the best things that could ever happen, because as a comic book fan, a comic book collector, it's like one of the grails.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.
This is what we call the gallery. Now that we're in the digital world, there's a very rare chance that you can own an original art. Those are the exclusive covers that were drawn by the artist and printed for production. Nothing more is going to be more or less more exclusive than having one of one. Original artwork of Marco Sanzucci that is used by DC Comics to print this comic. If you're going to differentiate it with the other artworks, those are like pen and paper.
Yep.
But this is an actual painting. Details of it is actually exquisite. And the thing is, it takes time for an artist to do it. It's easier if it's digital.
Of course.
But in this case, look at that. This is actually a beauty. So this is in 1974, first appearance of Wolverine in the Hulk series.
And how much was the original price back then? Oh, it says 25 cents.
Basically, that's what we're trying to promote here, the education of how these type of pop culture elements actually becomes an investment in the long run. But then again, it's part of history.
Yep.
Everything that we know in the MCU is actually based in the comic book.
Even now, we've got Captain America's new film coming out.
Yes.
How does that impact the value of these comics?
It drives huge. Red Hulk made its first appearance in the film. So now the value of the comic book rose up in
just
numbers
jettisoned, okay.
because people are now taking notice, okay, who's this new character? The demand of the storyline and the demand for people understanding outside of the collecting community then drives the increase of elevated demand. It increases the demand for the book itself, increases the value.
Ian, tell me the origin story of Comicave Dubai.
Well, Comicave is a passion project of the CEO, Muhammad Ali Kamas. We started off way back in 2013. The idea there is to actually bring in the culture, pop culture in the region, which is like not really very existent or not mainstream during that time. Several people in the past would be asking is like, you're in the Marvel section and you're looking for Superman or Batman. We wanted to educate the public about what are these characters.
Which one is your favorite and why?
I'm a fan of Thor for Marvel, for example. This is the first appearance of Thor in 1963, if I'm not mistaken. The highest rating for this is around 9.4 that I know of.
Okay,
circulation.
that exists in the
That
world.
exists.
Okay.
And it's already priced around $170,000. And that is just the graded book. At the same time also, I had it signed by Stan Lee.
No way, the late Stan Lee. He's
Yes.
actually, if you can see over here, you can see his actual signature, the absolute icon.
Carrying some books with me because I was walking around, and it's like, the fan came out,
Yeah.
and like, wait, he's already here. So, so can I have that opportunity to get it signed? So like I was carrying it, fortunately, with me, and he actually had it signed in front of me. I'm really thankful for this opportunity. It drives me back to where my passion was. My background is totally different in terms of, school education and stuff like that. But it helped me bring the passion in me towards the public.
What started your journey? How did you get into comics at a young age?
I was already collecting when I was a kid. I was a big fan back home in the Philippines. There are so many characters already evolving. In Asia, we have so many characters. You can see a lot of cartoons in the 80s.
Ultraman.
Yes.
Astro Boy. I mean, I used to love
Astro Boy, yes. And the creative juices actually just keep on flowing. I like drawing. Let me get an inspiration from the book. Comic book is actually, it gives us an opportunity to actually learn how to read, but at the same time, learn how to interact. Meaning to say, you got other collectors, you're invested in that world, but then again, your creativity is starting to evolve. Maybe that's how Stan Lee started, and with the rest of the team. Jack Kirby, the king, he just drew a lot of universes. And some of his work is actually in this. Comicave is here now, and we're actually bridging that to the masses.
To the wider community.
Exactly.
And can I just ask you, what's the total sum of value for these 3 incredible comic books that you
looking at the value of the books, especially if it's going to be on the highest on the census, easily around 250 to 300K. But for me, it's priceless.
It's priceless. So these are not for sale. And Ian, if you could just show us, you've got a treasure trove of comic collections in Comicave.
In Comicave itself,
Can we have a look? What else do we have in here?
We have other titles in here. I'll leave it here for now. This is more of like our rare comic book setup. Also, if you're going to notice, we have graded comic books. Now,
Yeah, because I can see the numbers just written above.
yes, that actually is the condition of the book. And Comicave is a very good partner with comic book grading parties, who's like CGC and CBCS. Third party who wanted to buy a comic book, he wanted to see what is the grade of the comic book, because that is also a driver for the price that we discussed earlier.
I've got my eyes set on the amazing Spider-Man.
Look at the original price, how much it was for.
Wow, so you picked this one up for $60, and it looks like it's in pristine condition.
Yes.
So I can only imagine what the price of this one is.
It could go higher. It is around $300. The good thing about that one is that there are comic books that can be signed by creators. It can be remarked as well. And of course, depending on it, it's gonna be iconic. So we have here the first appearance of the Punisher.
Wow.
And that is signed by Stan Lee here at the bottom as well. We have a life-size version of this that is actually standing in Brooklyn.
Wow.
And that was unveiled by Marvel in one of their earliest episodes.
Yeah.
So what's special about this one is that this is actually signed by Stan Lee.
No way, the late Stan.
The late Stan Lee, and it was actually unveiled in San Diego Comic-Con. What makes it even more important is that this is not part of the original edition run. This is actually the ownership of the CEO, Muhammad Kamaz, and this is numbered 000 out of 100.
So this is like a VVIP super special edition.
Exactly, exactly.
So Comicave is an institution for people who are passionate about comics in general, and you're here to create like this educational space and community here in Dubai.
We cater to a lot of communities. We're inviting everyone to come over and spend more time to discuss things like how we're doing right now. We wanted to invite everyone. We're open to discussions, to having how we can have more collaborations, but at the same time, it's just discussing our passion.
I've had the most incredible time here at the Comicave here in Dubai with Ian. So we hope you enjoyed this show. Please comment below because we absolutely love hearing from you, and tell us which multiverse that you want us to cover more of, and we'll be so happy to bring that to you. And please come and visit Comicave here in Dubai, and we'll see you next time.
This is just a part of the world of comics. You can find more at Comicave in Dubai, or follow us online to learn more. See you in the world of pop culture.
r.toys.